Well, let's see what we need to race and win coming up here in the Pro Modifieds. As we're going to fire off with a pretty killer pair, Mike Castellana, driving that all-knobby performance machine over in the left side and in the right side. For the folks at D-Wagon, as well as Steinar, Doug Winters, rolled in here all the way up from North Carolina. We got the first pair ready to fire off. A couple of blower cars coming at you right here. If you are not familiar with NHRA Pro Mod, you're allowed, well, basically about any power adder you can think of. If it's got a blower sticking out of the hood like these two, well, that's pretty self-explanatory, right? If it's got a flat hood and the car's loud, that's a Pro Charger car. If it's got a flat hood and the car's quiet, that's a turbo car. If it's got an old-style Pro Stock hood scoop on it, that's a nitrous car. Haven't seen the Pro Mods out on the circuit for a little while. They don't run the Western swing, so everybody's had time to go home, freshen up, make sure all their stuff is in prime time shape. And there's a lot going on here this weekend. When we get into final qualifying for the Pro Modifieds tomorrow, we're going to be talking about that D-Wagon shootout that is coming up. The D-Wagon shootout is going to take place next weekend at Brainerd, Minnesota. And there's still some question about who is going to be qualified for it. It's all based on qualifying points throughout the course of the year, and this obviously being the last race before Brainerd would be the last opportunity if you're not in to get in. But we'll talk about that as we close out qualifying. AAP, all-knobby performance, Rashid Khalid. Over in Qatar, working with Frank Manzo down there. John Glade out in front. He's been Frank for about 1,006 years. $1,007 now, I'm sorry. Larry Morgan. They've got quite a brain trust over there. And for Doug Winters, making it happen with his team, his family. And that Chevelle is a pretty serious hot rod. Well, we saw the alcohol cars perform very well, especially considering how warm the racetrack is and how warm the weather is out there right now. I expect the Pro Mods to follow suit. Wheelie bar adjust for the Steinar team, and we'll roll the first pair in. Couple of blower cars are going to roll in, leave off the two-step. Oh, hang on. Doug Winters got sideways out there about 300 feet. That thing was really wagging the tail. Mike Castellana's car was hunting around pretty good as well. It got way up on the center line down there. He ended up having to chop the throttle before the finish line. Notice the speed over on the PetArmor side, only 205 miles an hour, but Castellana fought it through the middle for a 6:06, and Winters' car drifted this way, and when it came back, man, it came back hard. He goes 9:05 at 97 miles.